We're here. We're going to try the Lost Garden Trail. The plan is to do this section, and depending on time, I may do this other section. All told, if I do that, it looks like it would be about 4.6 miles. So I am out at Allerton Park. I'm headed down this little spur here. There's a loop, the green loop circles this area, but there's a spur that goes out here, and I'm not sure if this actually leads to the Lost Garden area or not. But I'm going to hike down here, see what we see. We'll come back, and the plan is to do at least the green loop. One of Robert Allerton's favorite gardens, eventually nicknamed the Lost Garden, provided a place for respite for Robert and his friends after hours of riding or strolling. During his lifetime, the garden could be reached by a riding path or a cable bridge over the river near the mansion. Around 1836, John Gregg designed a tea house for the garden with an arched doorway, a sun deck roof, and statues that offered a convenient picnic spot surrounded by red cedars and oaks. Many of Robert's sculptures were displayed at various times, including a copy of Canova's Venus Italica, the Chinese musicians, the Three Graces, and others. In the late 1960s, the University of Illinois removed the tea house, much to John Gregg Allerton's disapproval, after a boy was injured climbing on the rotten sun deck roof. The remaining statues were relocated to other parts of the park after continued vandalism in the 1970s. Today, all that is left are several pillars and concrete slabs where the pavilion and statues once stood. The area still offers a wonderful starting spot for hikers and observers of nature as they wander through the trees, along the riverbed, or out into the open prairie. Looks like the spur comes out here to this bench. Well, that was about a quarter of a mile back to that bench, and it says this area is being monitored. It's a research area, so if they ask you not to enter, I'm not going to. We're going to go back and do the loop. We passed these pillars on the way in. Not sure exactly what they are. I don't know if they were just like were entrance for a gatehouse or something like that. It's interesting to find a couple of stone pillars or concrete pillars out there in the middle of the woods. There's also a big concrete pad here. This little planter here is right at the junction where all the trails meet. I'm not too far down the trail, but there were no other cars in the parking lot. I haven't seen anyone else, and the only sound I hear aside from nature is an airplane off in the distance. And now there's a car on the road I can hear, but it is very quiet here. Very, very nice. There's an old road there. In fact, what we're on, I believe, is just the remnants of an old driveway or road, or probably some just route to get around on the property back when it was owned by the Allertons. Somebody's driven down here in the last day or so. There are fresh tire tracks in the mud. We had rained Friday night. Off here to the right is the little stream that we crossed a few minutes ago. The bench that we walked back to is right through the woods in that direction. You can't see it from here, but according to the map, it's right out in there somewhere. And we're at the junction here. This is a shortcut on the green trail. We're going to take the longer path and head out this way. White-tailed deer just went running through the woods up ahead of me. Probably won't see another sign of it, but I didn't really hear it. I just saw the tail going through the woods. I think we're getting up close to the river, so we should be turning back pretty quick. This trail remains nice, and I'm enjoying it so far. Indeed, the Sangamon River is right to the left here, maybe 30 feet. This trail is very similar to the Whispering Pines Trail out at Walnut Point State Park. But I really like this trail quite a bit. For whatever reason, I didn't really care for Whispering Pines Trail. But this trail, I would definitely come back and hike it again. We're coming up on the junction for the cutoff on the trail. Oh, it looks like we're right about here. And we got a little bit further to go. We'll go up to here and come down. Well, this is the junction between the green and the blue trails. There's some pavement here on the ground. We're going to head back to the Jeep. I'm feeling a little tired. I don't feel great, and I think I'd just as soon come back out, and if I have time, do the blue trail another time. We're headed back on the green trail. I could probably have time to do the blue trail if I felt like it, but I don't. I got a little bit of an upset stomach, and I feel like I'd be better off just heading back and heading home before things become a problem. Well, I'm almost done with the green trail here at Allerton. Looks like it's going to be about 2.6 miles or so, including the little spike off there into the woods to that bench. And it's going to take just about an hour and 5 minutes for me to have done that. It's a really nice park out here. And again, it's a trail I'd recommend. Probably not my first choice, but I'd have no problem coming back and hiking this trail. Thanks for joining me.